Have you ever been in a situation where you were speaking English and you said something like, "Yesterday I said with my friend for 3 hours," and even though the other person understood what you meant, you suddenly felt a small moment of doubt inside your mind, like something about your sentence didn't sound completely natural, even though every single word seemed correct by itself?
Oh, wow. Yes, that exact feeling, where you were not completely wrong, but you were also not completely right, and you can feel it, but you don't know how to fix it. That honestly happens to me more often than I would like to admit.
And that exact small difference, that tiny feeling of almost correct but not natural, is exactly what we are going to solve today, step by step, slowly, and very clearly, so that by the end of this episode, you don't just understand the difference, you actually feel it naturally when you speak.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ABC English, where we focus on helping you speak English in a way that feels natural, confident, and comfortable, not just correct, but truly natural in real-life communication.
Yes, welcome everyone. Whether you are listening while walking to work, relaxing at home, or practicing your English quietly by yourself, we are really happy that you chose to spend this time learning with us. In today's episode, we are going to explore two very common words, say and talk. And even though they look simple, and even though you have probably learned them many times before, they are actually used in very different ways in natural English conversations.
And the confusing part is, sometimes both words seem possible, and that's where learners start to feel unsure, because you're thinking, wait, can I say this, or should I use talk here?
Exactly. And that confusion is completely normal. So today, we are going to slow everything down, repeat the key ideas several times, and give you many real-life examples so you can build confidence step by step.
Before we go deeper into the lesson, we want you to actively think with us.
Yes, listen carefully to this question and answer it in your mind. Do you usually say, "I said with my friend," or "I talked with my friend"?
Take a moment, don't rush, just choose the one that feels more natural to you right now.
And it's completely okay if you are not sure, because by the end of this episode, the answer will feel very clear and natural in your mind.
Let me share a personal experience, and I want you to listen carefully because you might recognize yourself in this situation. So one day, I was speaking with a colleague, and I wanted to tell him that I had a long and meaningful conversation with my friend the night before. So I said, "Yesterday, I said with my friend for about 3 hours, and we discussed many things."
I can already imagine what happened next.
Yes, he understood me, he didn't look confused, but he smiled slightly and said, "Oh, you talked with your friend." And in that moment, I realized that my sentence was understandable, but not natural.
And this is such an important moment for learners because understanding is not the same as sounding natural. And today, we are focusing on helping you sound natural. Let's break this down very slowly and very clearly. Let's break this down very slowly and very clearly. When we use the word say, we are focusing on the words, the message, or the information that someone expresses. In other words, when you use say, you are answering the question, what words came out of that person's mouth?
So it's not about the conversation, it's about the content, the message itself.
Exactly. Let's look at this very carefully. She said, "I am tired." Here, we care about the exact sentence. He said that he would call me later. Again, we are focusing on the message, not the interaction. What did you say? We are asking about the words, not the conversation. Now listen carefully to this incorrect sentence. I said with my friend for 2 hours. This sentence is not natural because say does not describe a shared conversation between people. Now let's move slowly to talk. When we use talk, we are focusing on the interaction, the communication, and the experience of speaking with another person. In other words, we are answering this question: who are you communicating with, and how long did the interaction happen?
So now the focus is not the words, but the experience of speaking together.
Exactly. Listen carefully. I talked with my friend for 2 hours. This describes a shared activity. We talked about life, work, and our future. Now we describe topics of conversation. Can we talk later? This refers to having a conversation.
Let me try again, slowly. Yesterday, I said with my teacher for 1 hour about my progress.
That's very close, but let's correct it together step by step. Correct version: yesterday, I talked with my teacher for 1 hour about my progress. Because here, we are describing an interaction, not just words. Let's say this again slowly and clearly. Say focuses on the message itself, the exact words or information that someone expresses. It is about what is spoken. Talk focuses on the interaction between people, the communication process and shared experience. It is about the act of communicating together.
Let me repeat that again. Say equals words or message. Talk equals interaction or communication. Examples: she said something important. Focus on the words. We talked for hours. Focus on the interaction.
We want to remind you of something very important, something that every English learner needs to hear again and again. Making mistakes like this is not a problem. It is actually a necessary part of learning.
Yes, because if you wait until your English is perfect before you speak, you will never start speaking confidently.
Exactly. Confidence grows through action, through speaking, through trying, and yes, through making small mistakes and learning from them.
Let's review everything one more time, slowly. Use say when you focus on the message. Use talk when you describe a conversation. Examples: she said she was tired. Said focuses on the message. It tells us what she expressed, her words or information.
We talked for hours. Talked focuses on the interaction. It shows a two-way conversation over a period of time. I said with my friend is incorrect because say is not used for interaction. You cannot use say to describe talking with someone. I talked with my friend is correct because talk is used for communication between people. It describes a shared conversation.
So next time you speak English, don't rush. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, am I describing words or a conversation?
And if this episode helped you understand English more clearly, don't forget to support us. Like this video, write your own example in the comments, subscribe to ABC English.
And we have a challenge for you today. Write 2 sentences in the comments. 1 sentence using say, 1 sentence using talk.
Keep practicing, keep improving, and remember, fluency is not about perfection, it's about communication.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.